In tech and business, brilliant minds attract one another. It has happened time and again. A bunch of young entrepreneurial minds come together to work on a shared project with a huge vision. They work long days and nights to see their vision realized, and the work eventually pays off. The company gets acquired or goes public, and those early visionaries make boatloads of money. But rarely do those entrepreneurs stop there. Most of them are still hungry for more. And during the time that they spent working on the first project, new ideas were turning in their head. The exit event of going public or acquisition is the catalyst for these brilliant minds to take their new ideas and run with them. And from the mother company, new endeavors are born. The most obvious example of this phenomenon is what happened with PayPal, where an amazing number of early employees of the company started churning out many of the web applications that we know and love today, like LinkedIn, Yelp, and more. They are known as the PayPal Mafia, and if you're interested in that story, check out our video on the subject. But today, I want to talk about a different group of geniuses, all of whom worked for the electric vehicle company Tesla. Just like the PayPal Mafia completely changed the landscape of modern web applications, the Tesla Mafia is poised to disrupt the status quo of the automotive industry, with a swath of projects ranging from battery design to self-driving technology. Tesla is a pioneering company in the electric vehicle industry. Its $649 billion market cap speaks volumes for its place as a leader in the green revolution. But it's easy to forget that just 13 years ago, in 2008, Tesla hadn't even delivered a single car to production yet. Sure, they had built some prototypes of the Roadster, their luxury vehicle, but 5 years after the start of the company, they had not yet successfully brought a vehicle to market. In 2009, they did exactly that, but only after a massive funding round. During the 5 years that led up to the release of the Roadster, a team of brilliant people worked tirelessly to bring the dream of a completely electric vehicle to life. One of those early employees would end up branching off from the company to start his own company focused on a different part of the electric vehicle industry. Burtozzewski was Tesla's 7th employee. As an electric vehicle company, Tesla is really in the business of building a better battery. Gene was hired to do exactly that. As a principal battery engineer, his job was to create the world's first safe, mass-produced automotive lithium-ion battery system. Given how the Roadster was a success, and Tesla's massive growth since his involvement, it would seem that Gene did a pretty great job. But things started to get stale for Gene after a while. Tesla's priorities expanded in 2008 from being a research-driven company to being a company that had to support a released product. Gene realized that he was less interested in the development of an electric vehicle than he was in the development of the component that he was focused on, the battery. He realized that so many industries could benefit from a better battery than just the automotive industry. But he also knew that he lacked the skills needed to truly break through in meaningful ways in the industry. To be successful, he had to go back to Stanford to learn more about the materials of energy systems. After receiving his Master's of Science, he was ready to take his goals to the next level by starting his own battery company that would focus on the materials that make up batteries in an effort to increase longevity and energy output. His company, Sila Technologies, has discovered ways to replace the graphite in lithium-ion batteries with silicon, which delivers higher energy density. And Sila is seriously threatening Tesla's dominance in the electric vehicle market. Some of their customers include Tesla rivals BMW and Mercedes-Benz. After Tesla released the Roadster, they were on to bigger and better things, including what would be their flagship product, the Model S. Elon Musk was serious about redefining the company's vision, and he wanted a sleek and sexy vehicle to show the public just how cool electric vehicles could be. To do that, he had to bring in some top talent. One of those people was Henrik Fisker, who was well known in the auto industry as one of the premier designers. He had worked for BMW and led Aston Martin's design studio. Musk brought Fisker on as a design consultant for the Model S, but Musk didn't really like his designs.
Originally with Model S, I thought, well, let's have Henrik Fisker, who had a design studio, do the styling. We paid him a pretty good sum of money to do that. Curiously enough, the designs that he worked on, that he came up with for us, were terrible.
So they decided to end their relationship. But this is where the controversy gets heated. At the time, Fisker was also a co-founder of his own car company, Fisker Coach Build. And after the consultation, Fisker Coach Build announced a competing vehicle, the Fisker Karma. Tesla took Fisker Coach Build to court over this, claiming that the company used confidential information from the consultation to build their competing vehicle. Tesla lost the suit, with the court deciding that Fisker had done nothing wrong. Since then, Fisker has had many forays into the car world, but most recently he has taken an interest in fully electric vehicles and has started Fisker Inc. to compete with Tesla. His company's Fisker Ocean is an electric SUV that is intended to compete with Tesla's Model Y. When Tesla was developing the Model S, they needed to bring in a top engineer to lead the effort. To this end, in 2009 they scooped up engineer Peter Rawlinson, who had previously held top positions at Jaguar and Lotus. He and Musk were apparently good friends, at least at the beginning, and he was named chief engineer and vice president of vehicle engineering. Over the course of the 3 years while he was at Tesla, he oversaw the production of the Model S, and he also gave the public its first look at its production.
Here's a great view of the remarkable architecture of Model S. The front of the car is truly state-of-the-art.
After the release of the Model S, apparently he and Musk had some differences in opinion about the Model X, which caused him to leave the company. But that hasn't stopped Rawlinson's insatiable appetite for electric vehicles. He became the Chief Technology Officer of Lucid Motors in 2013 and was promoted to Chief Executive Officer in 2019. The company competes with Tesla, with its Air series priced at a competitive $69,900. But Rawlinson has claimed that he hopes the company has a more natural competitor in Mercedes-Benz. He wants to target the luxury car market, whereas Tesla has historically sought to bring down the cost of its vehicles. When the Model S was first released, self-driving capabilities were still a vision of the distant future. Nobody really expected Tesla to be diving into that space so quickly. To do so, they needed to hire amazing engineers with expertise in robotics and computer vision. They needed someone who could lead the autopilot team at Tesla. In Sterling Anderson, they found their man. An MIT graduate fellow, Sterling wrote his dissertation on how to remove human error from the control loop in vehicle navigation. His research dove into how to survey the environment to identify, evaluate, and restrict the paths that a semi-autonomous vehicle could take. We're talking hard science here. Sterling's research is what landed him the job of Director of Autopilot Programs, where he used his knowledge of robotics and transportation to get the self-driving capabilities off the ground. But Sterling was less interested in making consumer vehicles and was much more interested in the autonomous capabilities. This is what led him to leave Tesla and start his own company, Aurora Innovation, which specializes in self-driving technology. Aurora is no joke either. They've raised more than $1 billion and have several partnerships with top companies such as Uber and Toyota. Last but not least, we have JB Straubel. JB was Tesla's 5th employee and served as the company's chief technical officer for 15 years. Similarly to Gene, JB was heavily involved in the battery cell design, except his focus was at a higher level. He was expressly concerned with technology evaluation and the sourcing of materials from key vendors and partners. JB was in it for the long haul with Tesla, overseeing the release of the Roadster, the Model 3, and the Model S, and he was instrumental to the development of Tesla's Gigafactory, the world's largest battery factory, which is also the biggest building in the world entirely powered by renewable energy. But in 2019, it was time for JB to move on to the next stage in his career. Being heavily involved in both the development of battery systems and their manufacturing, JB recognized a large gap in the life cycle of batteries: end of life. Eventually, even the best battery in the world will be unable to hold sufficient charge to be useful. Currently, there really aren't enough battery recycling companies to service the growing number of electric car companies and the waste that the vehicles will produce. So to combat this problem, JB started Redwood Materials, which aims to recycle lithium-ion battery packs at a large scale, specifically for the automotive industry. But that doesn't mean that JB is done with Tesla. Quite the opposite, actually. Panasonic, the company that builds Tesla's batteries, has partnered with Redwood Materials to reclaim scrap material that it can reuse in creating new batteries. If successful, Redwood will be an invaluable partner in Tesla's supply chain. Disrupting a well-established industry like the automotive industry requires more than just one incredibly successful company. To truly realize the dream of fully electric self-driving cars, we need companies to manage the infrastructure, technology, and materials all up and down the supply chain. These individuals we've outlined in this video are poised to do exactly that, but we're positive that there's ones that we've missed, ones that won't appear for years. Tesla was the first company to go the distance, but it won't be the last. There's an entire industry to disrupt, and the riches are ripe for the taking. Hey guys, thanks for watching our videos. Make sure to like and subscribe.